So Jane, thanks for welcoming us into your creative space here in Santa Monica. You started your skincare company in 1986 with $14,000, and now your products are sold in more than 28,000 salons and spas in 86 countries. So quite a feat, not to mention your philanthropic work. But I wanted to start from the beginning. When you emigrated here from the UK with your boyfriend, who is now your husband and co-founder. So when you came here, what was your aha moment?
We looked for the opportunity in the industry that we knew, which was professional salon skincare. Raymond from a marketing point of view, myself being a skin therapist. And what we saw was a lack of training. And we knew that if we could provide the right education and the right product, we could have a winning kind of combination. And at that stage, there was no professional American product, which seems outrageous because the retail industry was dominated by American brands, the professional hair industry was, but not the professional skincare industry. And Dermalogica was the first, what we call cosmeceutical product out of the gate, a hybrid of a cosmetic and a pharmaceutical. And it was just the right thing at the right time in the right place, Los Angeles.
You grew up in the UK.
Yeah.
Did your family influence you? Where did your drive come from?
Yeah, it was the main influence. So my mother was widowed at the age of 38, and she was left with 4 children to raise. I'm the youngest of 4 girls. I was 2 years old when my father died, young, suddenly, of coronary, of a heart attack. My mother was left trying to figure out how she was going to keep us together. How was she going to put food on the table? We were not a wealthy family. So she hadn't worked in 15 years. And she went back to work and she cobbled together a patchwork quilt of care between working the night shift from 7 in the evening till 7 in the morning. My mother set a work ethic for us that was extraordinary. She also drummed into us, it's not about an education, it's about learning how to do something. You must have a transportable skill, that if something happened to you the same as happened to me when my father died, I had my nursing qualification, she would tell us, and you need to have a training. So when I left high school, I went straight to beauty school. I never went to college. I don't have a college degree. I've never done any business training. I'm not a cosmetic chemist. I'm a skin therapist. And I'm really proud of that. And that all comes really from that childhood and my family experience. It was all about digging in and just doing your best and not complaining.
Do you think that the loss of your father at such a young age also made you more self-reliant?
I think it made me realize that you had to be self-reliant. You know, at the end of the day, you had to be able to rely on yourself, because ultimately that was who was with you all the time. Your family, of course, I'm a big believer in the power and support of family, or people that you consider close enough to be your family. But yes, self-reliance, I think, is critically important, especially for women. Because I think that so many times women are, through either choice in some countries or forced in other countries, to not have the opportunities and the choice that they have because they don't feel perhaps that they can rely on themselves, or they're not allowed to rely on themselves. This aspect of self-reliance is very important to me.
What was the most humbling moment, the toughest moment of your business?
I think the most humbling moment was probably second year in. We'd emigrated here. We were doing our educational programs. I was teaching primarily every class. I was doing the laundry after every class. And I remember distinctly sitting on a washing machine, sitting up top with my legs dangling off, watching someone else's drying going around, waiting for that to finish so I could put all the students' laundry in there, sitting, what on earth am I doing? I mean, I could be working in a salon with a client base. Really? I mean, is this really? But by the end of that drying load, I'd sort of figured out a mantra as it was going around of, total world domination of professional skincare. I just kept focusing on the end goal to change an industry that I loved very much.
What keeps you up at night?
I have a conscious philosophy not to worry about something at night. some of the things that you are most worried about in the middle of the night, when you get up in the morning and the sun is shining, and you think, I don't know why I was so worried about that. I can tackle that. So I've actually sort of trained myself as a discipline. When I start to feel those thoughts are creeping in the middle of the night during jet lag, I say, no, you're not thinking about that now.
Do you have a favorite quote?
Yes, and it's by Madeleine Albright. And she said that there is a special place in hell reserved for women who don't help other women.
That's great. That's a great,
Yeah.
tough quote.
Yeah, isn't it? I know. And you know,
Those are fighting words, as they
those are
say.
fighting words. And I think it actually comes originally from a quote by Dante. I'm not sure about people helping other people, but she tweaked it as women helping other women. I think it's really true. I think that we, all of us, specifically as women, we have a responsibility to help mentor other women, give them a hand up, not a hand out.
Tell me a little bit about your philanthropic work.
And in skincare specifically, we put more women into their own business than any other industry. 98% of all skin therapists, estheticians, are women. So for me, this industry has afforded me incredible opportunities and success. And so this idea of helping women entrepreneurs is a direct reflection of the industry that I've spent my whole life in. The idea of helping women entrepreneurs become financially independent is really from the story of my mom, that she had to be financially independent. And so it all kind of wraps up as a reflection of my upbringing and my industry. So we have an initiative, literally FITE, FIGHT, Financial Independence Through Entrepreneurship, and we have a separate website. It's a 501c nonprofit, and what we do is we focus on funding microloans to women entrepreneurs around the world.
What is your best advice for startups? If they hear nothing else, hear this.
Hire people who fit that culture. Don't hire the resume. It's not the resume that's coming to work every day. It's the person. And that will be your core team of dream believers. It starts with you believing in the idea, develop that culture, hire the people that fit that culture, and that is your core that you will come back to every time the going gets rough, every time somebody tells you it's not possible. And I'm happy to tell you that the people that we hired all the way back in the beginning, most of them are still with us. And I go back to them and we relive those early days and we remind each other how when it was a startup, we still hold true to that culture and value system today.